of everyday makeup look that I've been doing quite a lot recently. Just saying, this isn't my normal setup. I've decided that I'm going to film all my beauty videos over here because I've got such good lighting. But this is going to be the kind of makeup look I've done over the summer holidays and that I'm planning to be doing throughout the next few months. But yeah, I just thought I would show you and I would have a little chat. I don't know. Let's get on with the video. The first thing I'm going to do is cleanse. I tell you this every time just because I feel like it's useful. I'm using the Nivea Sensitive Cleansing Milk. And then I've got my Clearasil Ultra Rapid Action Treatment Cream. I've got the No. 7 Early Defense Eye Cream. And my Olay Complete Lightweight Day Fluid. So I'm just going to do all of that and I will get back to you. Okay, so I'm all moisturised and sorted. So I'm just going to interrupt here and I'm going to apologise because basically the whole time doing the eyeshadow, it was out of focus. You can still see what's going on, but I just thought I would let you know. And the first thing I'm going to do is take my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus and I'm just going to spray my face. I love this so much. It works so well and I'm just going to dry it. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you in because I always start off with my eyes. Okay, so the product I'm going to be using first is the Maybelline Colour Tattoo in Creme de Nude, and I'm going to put this all over my eyelid just using my finger. Doesn't need to be perfect, and I'm bringing this all the way up to my brow and just bringing it around just to kind of get the whole area covered. Also, I have no mirror right here, so I'm just going by the viewfinder so I can't actually see properly as it's pretty far away. So yeah, that just creates like a really good base. So I have a ton of palettes next to me and I'm one of those people, I mix and match so many different palettes. But first of all, I'm just going to take this white out of my Morphe 350M palette. And I'm just taking this flat Lydia Professionals brush and I'm also going to take this shade right next to it and I'm going to put this all over my eyelid to set that eye primer. The kind of eye look I've been doing is an orange look, and I've got a ton of palettes with orange in. Firstly, this palette has a lot of orange in it. I also have my Naked Heat, which has a lot of reds in, but these oranges are really good. And I also have my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, which again has lots of oranges in, so I've been mixing and matching all of these palettes. But first thing I'm going to do is take this sheer cover fluffy brush and I'm going to take this orange shade here and I'm going to just do this very loosely kind of through my crease and just outer corner just to get some kind of colour and definition. Bringing this all the way down to my inner corner here just to really spread it out. It's like a good transition shade. So the reason I always do my eyeshadow first is because I find a lot of palettes you get quite a lot of fallout in, especially if they're glitter, and this way you can clear up all of the fallout using your foundation and concealer. Okay, I'm kind of looking really crazy right now, especially as I'm so pale and the lights just make me look even more pale. But now I've got that orange on, I'm actually just opening all my palettes up so I can see the colours. Okay, so I'm going to take the shade Real Girl or something, which is kind of like a really nice burnt autumnal orange. And I'm going to be taking my Spectrum B06 brush and I'm going to put this kind of in my outer corner, as you can see there, and I'm just going to swirl the brush until I get all the colour on and I'm going to bring it up into my crease like this. I'm not very good at getting my eyeshadow equal, so if it doesn't look equal, that's why. I'm just going to bring this up to the brow bone, because that way I can equal it out later on. So I like to equal it up near the end, but every now and again I just like to use my finger and just equal it up a little bit. So the next thing I'm going to take is this slightly more brown version from my Morphe palette. Oh, I just dug my finger in a bright red, that's great. And I'm going to use the same fluffy brush and I'm just going to dip it in and I'm just going to bring this more into the crease, because it's just that slightly different colour and it just helps to create more definition on your eye. I'm just going to bring it around here. So the next shade I'm going to take is this one from my Morphe palette and I'm using a fluffy Cosmopolitan brush and I'm just going to put this over my eyelid, but just in like some soft motions. I really love doing all matte looks. I don't know why, I just think it looks really nice. Okay, so now I've taken that, I'm going to take the shade Sourced from the Naked Heat palette, and I'm going to be using the Spectrum A07 brush, and I'm going to put this kind of in the inner corner but also on the bottom line of my eye. Okay, so that just helps to darken it up. So the next brush I'm using is just a flat brush, and I'm taking the shade to mix Sourced and Chaser together in my kind of inner V, not really the inner corner, and just bring this up my lid. And then I'm just going to take Chaser by itself and just try and lighten it up and create more definition. And then the next shade I'm going to take is Tempera from the Modern Renaissance. Again on that same flat brush, and I'm going to use this again in the inner corner. So then the next thing I'm doing is taking the same Spectrum fluffy brush, and I'm dipping it into just a white. And I'm just going to bring it, sweep it, I'm just going to blend. And then finally I'm just going to take the flat brush again and the white shade, and I'm just going to bring this through my eyelid again. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is eyebrows, and I'm going to just start by brushing them out. When I brush my eyebrows, I like to just brush up. Okay, so the products I use in my eyebrows are, one second, the Maybelline Brows Satin in dark blonde and the Benefit Gimme Brow in number 1, using the pencil side of the eyebrow product. So I just like to kind of line underneath and sweep it up and just follow the natural hairline. I hate doing my eyebrows. It's one thing I hate doing, but I suppose you need to do. Okay, so now I've got the rough shape, I'm just going to take my eyebrow brush again, and I'm just going to brush upwards again. Then on this one I'm going to brush down. And then I'll just get my mirror and check it again. Okay, so now I've done that, I'm going to zoom you out because the eyes are basically done until later. But the next thing I'm going to do is, obviously I've already kind of primed because I sprayed my face, but I'm taking my Studio 10 highlighting primer, and I'm just going to do a smallish pump on my hand. And I'm just going to take a clean finger, and I'm going to take this in a kind of V shape under my eye. This is so good. On the other side, it really blurs and highlights, and I've noticed such a difference since using this. Oh my god, it's school photos at school tomorrow. I like to use it on my nose just because I don't like to highlight my nose too much anymore. So I like to use it there, and then I like to use it coming up onto my forehead. I know I look pretty shiny right now. I'm just shiny though. This was about £20 at the airport on the plane. So I'm not sure like the original price. And then any other places, I just like to use it where I actually highlight because it just helps to kind of bring it all together. For foundation, I'm actually trying a new one right now, and I've only used it twice, and this is the Revlon Colour Stay. I have it in the shade 150 Buff. I'm not too sure how I'm feeling about this. It feels kind of drying so far, but then that might have been because I wasn't actually using my proper cleanser then, and my skin was just generally drier. So I'm going to kind of still try a little bit more. So I'm just going to do a couple pumps onto my hand. And I'm just going to take one of my fingers, and I'm just going to do, I always do 3 blobs on my cheek like that, don't know why, and then I do 3 on my forehead, I do 1 down my nose, and I do 3 on there, and then I leave the rest for a little while. So I'm just taking the Spectrum AO2 to blend this in. This foundation smells really good. And I'm just going to start by blending my cheek. I always start on this cheek, I don't know why, and then I bring a bit of the nose down, I bring it under my eye. I don't worry about any lines to begin with, I just worry about spreading the actual product about. I don't really have a good technique, I just kind of swirl my brush around, hope for the best. My forehead never goes good, so just ignore my forehead. Oh my god, I literally look like a ghost. I do think maybe this is too light, but the next shade was way too dark. So I did just go for this one, especially as it's neutral. But I deepen it up by doing a lot of bronzer, so it's all good. I like to have a good base. So as you can see already, my eyeshadow is looking a lot less worse. And then what I like to do is I like to take this small end and I just like to very gently go underneath my eyebrow. And this just kind of helps to clear up any eyeshadow, but it also helps to get rid of veins. My nose is so soft right now. Basically, I used my new spot picker thing, and then I did a face scrub and a face mask, and now my nose is honestly like the softest it's ever been. Right, I don't know why, but the bit above my lip always looks weird. I think I might talk about this all the time, but I can never get it to look right. It's either too pale or too dark, and it looks like I've got a moustache. Always bring it down your neck, always, always, always. Right, so the next up I have the L'Oreal True Match Concealer or Perfect Match. I'm not sure because it says both. And I like to just do that. And then a blob in the middle. And as you can see, this is really light, and I just like to press it into the skin like this. Just kind of bringing it in the shape of my eye, I suppose. And then I like to press it down this way, bringing it down. This really does brighten your under eyes so well. I'm still going foundationless to school, by the way. Every morning I just do my eyebrows and some mascara, and yeah, it's pretty good. Although tomorrow for school photos I'm wearing makeup because I want to look good. My last school photo maybe. So, you know. So once you've done that, you just want to get rid of any lines, which I feel like I've done now. I hope so anyway. And then I've got my Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer in 10 Ivory, and I'm just going to use a bit of this on my nose. I never know, right, with contouring, is your chin meant to be lighter or darker? So I always do it lighter, but I don't know whether that's right or not. I get really bad, like, smile lines, under eye, like, creasing, and I can never seem to stop that, no matter how much, like, powder, different types of foundations, primers and everything I use. I just can't seem to get it to be good, which really annoys me. And the bit this side of, like, the sides of my nose always goes super cakey and I can't stop it. So I just have to go throughout the day with a cakey nose, sadly. Hey, I feel like my base is pretty good, and I'm just going to wipe away the concealer and primer on my hand because I don't really want to get that all over everything. So nice. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm not a huge fan of powder, but I'm using the Rimmel Clear Complexion Powder in Transparent and my Spectrum A00, and I'm just going to literally just swirl it in, and I'm just going to brush on my face. I like to powder until my face feels soft, but I don't want it to go cakey. So I always do my cheeks because I feel like this is like my shiniest. And obviously I need to put on like my bronzer and everything. I always powder before that. I don't know whether I'm supposed to. I just kind of do what I like. And then I do my chin. And I like to go under my eyes. I don't focus on my nose. It does touch my nose a bit. But that isn't like the areas I'm trying to get with powder. Powdering, it really helps to set your makeup and stops you looking shiny, although I'm just really shiny anyway, so to be honest, it doesn't do much shininess. Next thing I'm going to do is take my Makeup Revolution Ultra Contour Palette, and I love this. This is what it looks like. The shades I mainly use are these two mixed together, but sometimes I mix these two, but I always include this one because it's like such a good shade. Start off taking my Spectrum C02 and that lighter shade, and I just get that start shadow. If I'm doing really natural makeup, I just use the light colour, but because my foundation's quite light, I like to use quite a dark one. And then I take my Real Techniques cheek brush, which is my favourite. And I just go, because this is a bigger brush, because of the shape, it still gets like a really good line, but it doesn't make it as harsh, which I really like. I go up and down like this, and down. And then I like to bring it up just to here a tiny bit. Not right to my temples, just up a little bit, just to kind of follow the shape. In person, I would probably leave it like this, but looking on camera, it looks extremely not blended. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my Real Techniques multitask brush, and I'm just going to blend it and bring it up. And then I'm going to take the same shades and just bring it along my forehead. I don't want like a ring though, so I'm just trying to avoid the middle section of my head. Grace, Oh, Gracie's put her music on so loud and I literally can't hear. Wow, I'm looking bronzed. So I'm also just bringing it onto my chin, my nose and everywhere. Just very lightly dusting. So my colouring isn't too pale. I just need to check this looks okay in person. So what I like to do next is take my Hoola bronzer and I just like to use the same brush and just run it down my neck and up to my jawline. So the next thing I'm taking is my Spectrum B05 and I'm taking this kind of light highlight colour and I'm just going to apply this. I'm trying to see where the camera picks up the highlight. So I do it along this bit and up here. This is the one I like to use on my nose, my Cupid's bow, under my eyebrow. Okay, and then the next thing I like to take is the white one and this one mixed together, just to create a bolder highlight. Because I do like highlight, I mean you can never get enough. Okay, so now I've done that, I'm going to move closer to the eyes. So I'm taking the yellow shade from this palette and a flat brush, and I'm just putting this into the inner corner again. I don't know why I don't just do this at the time, but I think it just kind of disappeared. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do is take this brush, don't know what it's called, and I'm taking the white highlight from this palette and I'm putting this in my inner corner. I love doing inner corner highlight. So then all I'm going to do is take my Naked Heat and I'm taking Sourced and I'm ever so slightly bringing this under my eye, and this just helps to define your eyes more. Do you know what? I actually hate eyebrows so much. Like, I hate them. Well, at least I hate having blonde eyebrows. I wish I had dark eyebrows. Because then at least you get products that match your eyebrows. I just don't have any. So then I'm going to curl my eyelashes using the Beauty Muse Pro eyelash curlers. These are the best eyelash curlers you will buy. I like to go over them multiple times and get all the edges. I just love this so much. This is my third eyelash curler I've ever owned. I've owned a Boots Own one, a Primark one, and now this one. This is by far the best I've ever used though. I have two mascaras. The first one I have is the Too Faced Better Than Sex Waterproof, which I love. I never used to be a fan of like clumpy mascaras, but I'm kind of liking it at the moment. So I just like to very gently just brush. So as you can see, I've just kind of smudged a bit. I try my best and get it off, but you can't always get it off, so I just have to leave it half the time, but oh well. Okay, so once I've done that, I take my Maybelline Classic Volume Express Waterproof, and I use this on my bottom lashes. So I have two options that I've kind of been loving. So I have my Natural Collection lip gloss in Caramel Shortcake, or I have the MUA Intense Colour lip liner in Caramel Nougat with MAC Velvet Teddy. I think I'm going to go with this one today. So I'm going to start off by lining my lips with this lip liner. So because this is very light, I don't fill it in completely. So then I've got, oh my god, it's broken. I personally think this is a really good match to the lip liner. And I love this. One lipstick that now I have, I think I'll love forever. Okay, I feel like the look has really come together now. So I just took my hair down and this is the final look. So yeah, this is the finished look. My hair hasn't been brushed yet, I've just taken it out of a bun, which is why it's kind of looking a bit crazy. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's taken me over an hour to film, so that's great, isn't it? But yeah, I really enjoyed filming it, and I hope you got some inspiration from this makeup look. I do love a good orange matte eye, I'm just gonna put it out there. But yeah, I will see you again soon with another video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Bye!